Welcome everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Nain Shorts here in the basement of Physique Magnifique. That's at 387 Grand Avenue in South San Francisco. If you're ever in the area, stop on by, give us a visit, or come check out the facilities if you know the area. It's a lot of great stuff to be done here, folks, so please keep us in mind. Now, this, thanks Rico. I wasn't 100% sure how to approach it because, as those of you who have been watching on a regular basis know, we were promoting a t-shirt seminar that Cijo Johnny Oliva had this past Saturday, and it was a great time. It was an awesome turnout. Island Style Kaji Kempo was there with several of the students, myself included, with our class and some of our students. Rico showed up just to sweep the floor because he's a great janitor, so he stayed a little late to make sure that the mat was clean after the fact. But more than that, a lot of other cool things happened that I wasn't expecting, and it just threw me for a loop. You know those moments where you just get blindsided and all of a sudden you're really nervous for no apparent reason, even though you know your stuff, but still getting put on the spot doesn't feel the most comfortable place to be. But that's exactly what happened this weekend. First of all, Cijo puts on a great seminar. He's strict, he's fair, but he's hilarious all at the same time. It's a weird combination where he keeps everything going, he keeps things moving, he demands that attention from the students, and then he makes them laugh, which is really heartwarming, and everyone had a great time. From the youngest to the oldest, everyone was laughing, learning something about what he was teaching, and flat out, he kept it very real. You know, he said, hey, I showed you X amount of things. You're probably going to remember one. So instead of trying to be that guy and remembering every single technique, just work on the one you know. Work on the one that you gravitated to the most. He even stopped and let people grab their cameras to take video of the things so they would have a reminder of what it was that he was showing. He didn't push anything on anyone. He openly shared what he knew. He was very direct about what he wanted to see. And then he let the students explore and learn and grow as well as they could or couldn't, you know, depending on their level of understanding at that particular time. And it was a lot of fun. It was very enjoyable to see people who are as young as, I think 10 years old was the youngest student that we had. And some of those who are, well, you know, in their 60s. I won't name names, but everyone in between. And we had a lot of fun. And I wish you could have been there. If you missed it, it sucks. Unfortunately, Cijo will be going into, I think, knee replacement surgery. Wow. By the time you see this video, I think it would have already been a day after. So send all the love and prayers that you can for a speedy recovery. He is probably going to be MIA for a good 4 weeks or so in recovery, and he will be separating himself from a lot of the communication that we have. So definitely send all the good vibes to him. If you know him personally, make sure you reach out and check up on him periodically. I know we are going to do so. So we hope to have him back on the mat as soon as humanly possible, because he's a great guy to have around. And because he is also the guy that helped Rico and Danny promote me to a black belt in the system that we have, we once again we asked, and by we I mean him and Danny, because apparently I wasn't part of this conversation. It just happened, and they promoted me to second degree. And folks, I have to say, it's incredibly humbling to have a lineup of people like GM Bob Gomez, Cijo Johnny Oliva, Rico, and Danny Ramos, the creator of the Bladed Mind, standing up there, congratulating me, presenting me a certificate saying that I've progressed beyond where I was as a first degree when I got my first black belt, 2 years ago. Because it wasn't something that I was consciously thinking about. It's just something that I naturally progressed into. I wasn't going for the second degree. I was only doing what I thought I should. And that was started teaching, started becoming the head of the class here at Physique Magnifique, and really pushing the envelope as to how we come across to the students and what information then becomes important. What do they need on an individual basis, but also as an entire group to progress further and further in the art. And as I was having class this past Sunday, Rico happened to be in LA that day, but with the students that we had, we did go into the conversation that the process of teaching has less to do with me putting myself out there or promoting myself, and has everything to do with them. What am I giving them that's going to be helpful in their life? What am I giving of myself that they can take with them and do something more productive than I ever could with it? And to me, that's the goal. That's the point of teaching, of being in front of people, is to give them something that's going to be beneficial to them in one shape or another. You can't decide how much you're going to help somebody. You can't decide whether or not what you do is even helpful to them. But you just do it in the hopes that it will. And that one day they will grow beyond themselves, as Rico, Danny, and all the other instructors that I've had in my life have helped me achieve and grow beyond where I used to be. And every day I look back, and hopefully today I'm a little better than I was yesterday. And the vehicle that I've chosen, that, or maybe that chose me, I'm not 100% sure which, is the martial arts. And now I find myself in a position where I can give that back to somebody. And if I can help somebody grow, just one person, it would have been all worthwhile. Simply because that's where my mentality is. And the way that these guys presented the certificate to me, they pretty much told me that, yeah, you're on that right track. You are progressing in that way, and that you're not just reached a certain level and then stopped. I'm still training. I'm still learning as much as I possibly can. I'm with GM Bob Gomez, Island Style Kaju Kempo. I am learning Kaju Kempo, and on the spot they had me present, okay, show me a pinion, show me another pinion, show me a technique, with my training partner Robert, who was also at the seminar. And folks, something that GM Bob has said many times, I've helped him on a couple of the promotion classes where we were belting somebody up. They were getting the next belt up, and I was there and I ukied for them. And he more than once mentioned the idea that no matter how well trained somebody, no matter how well prepared they are, the nerves get to you. They really get to you, and they affect the way that you perform things and the way that you express what you know. And you know it well, but because of those jitters, because of your turned stomach, because of the butterflies, all those things, they affect the way that you perform. And to tell you something personal, I felt undeserving of that particular ranking at that time. I felt like I was sloppy. I felt like I didn't do the best that I could have. Again, part of it was because I was blindsided and just kind of thrown into the mix of things like, here, perform. But nonetheless, it became that humbling sensation to realize that I still have a long way to go. That this second degree, as grateful as I am to it, as honored as I am to have received it, it's not anywhere near the end. And it's just pushing me to try harder, to put more effort in, to grow further than I have, actively push myself to get better at what I do. Simply because, I don't know, maybe it's not enough. Maybe I'm, to myself, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. And that second degree just reminded me that you're still going, you're still on this journey, and you still have so much more to grow and learn. And you have to be grateful that you have people like them, like Cijo, like GM, like Rico, like Danny, behind you, pushing you, recognizing your efforts, and telling you, hey, you've gotten this far, now keep going further. Because really that's what it's about. It's about that continuous growth. It isn't reaching a goal, it's just keep walking down the path. But as we walk down the path, we get so blinded by just going forward, that we forget to look back sometimes and realize, I've gone a long way, I've come a long way, I've learned a lot. So again, it was a great experience. It was incredibly humbling, and I love the fact that it was presented to me in the way that it was, because it's kind of how we do things. Just throw things into the mix and hope for the best. We also were able to present Danny with a plaque for the founding, right? The founding of the Bladed Mine. GM Bob commissioned the Bladed Mine symbol to be turned into live blades that John Atkinson, Wolf's Den Armory, was able to, wow, just knocked it out of the park. The things are wicked sharp, and the plaque is beautiful. Danny loved it, but more than anything, he deserved it. He definitely has contributed a lot to the martial arts, and we can't thank him enough for putting us where we are, for putting us on this path that we've, in my mind, have done the very best to uphold and really live up to the teachings that he bestowed upon us. So again, it was a great Saturday. It was a wonderful time. A lot of things happened. Emotion flew everywhere. There was a lot of laughs to be had. And folks, sorry you missed it. But hopefully the next one you can definitely make it. Once Cijo is able to recover completely, we'll be able to get him back on the mat, entice him to do another seminar, because it really was a great time, folks. And that's really what it's about. Learning and having a good time with good people, good friends, and hopefully take away something positive from everything that we're learning. So thank you very much for allowing me to share this moment with you, folks, because it really did mean a lot. And again, I have to double my efforts in my growth now. I have to. It's just the only way I can say it. So thank you again for joining me on another one of Nain's Shorts. Till the next one. 3, 2, 1, cut! There is no name. In what we do, we don't have anything set, anything planned. As is a fight, you never know what's happening. You never know when it's going to start, how it's going to end, or anything that's going to happen in between. You just have to go. So everything we do is off the cuff. Everything we do is just whatever happens, happens. And then you just try to do it better next time if you get the next time. So this is just me doing a free flow.
Fight. Danny's going to get up and they're going to do a free flow.
Is this scripted?
Again, you should notice that there is nothing choreographed. They both did not know this was going to happen today. They're just playing.
Enough?
Woohoo!
Pick and choose your own punch arts and grab arts. And talk to each other.
And talk to each other. I can give you his number. And can you tell us what you guys are doing? Punch art.
So this is called Punch Art 2B. It's a 2-punch technique. I will be cooking for Robert, and he will be demonstrating the technique.
It's not gonna hurt, don't worry about it.
Yep.
It's gonna hurt. Come on, focus. Let's go, gentlemen.
Yep.
Woo!
Alright, this is punch art 5A. It's a single punch technique from an ambush position. So no stance, just he throws a punch.
One more, please.
6-8.
And now we're thinking. Have a seat. No, have a seat. Have a seat, please. Show me a kata.
Alright, so this is what we call Pinion 3.
Cool.
Okay?
Come on.
Was that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Just want to make sure.
You won't say anything till later.
I saw his head getting away a little bit, but he muscled through.
One more. High level. Whatever high level you have.
Oh, high level, the most basic one.
Okay, let's go. Mhm. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Great pleasure to have you. Great pleasure to promote you. As always, good times.